Tips have been touched.
Are we recording?
We are indeed. Now, you know as well as I do that it's time to create.
Yep.
Time to get back at it. 2018.
It's been a while since we've been here.
Yeah, I mean, I got out on the 19th, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's weird, right? It's like, let's say that I'm not like physically in the office.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't feel like I'm not in the office.
Well, no, we still did our job.
Yeah.
Like we both worked the whole time.
It was just it was funny because it was just like I would just try to explain it to Brenna, and it's not like fair in the classic sense. It's like especially because I wanted to put up the C Team fiction.
Oh yeah.
So it was not any different.
Yeah.
It's like I guess I was able to get home from work faster.
Right.
Because I was in the other room.
Because you just had to open the door.
But yeah, I find the larvae very challenging
when working at home.
Yes, well, just my mental state. Like, I get distracted very easily.
Oh,
I think maybe easier than other people. I don't know. It's very. I get very distracted.
Something shiny, a bit of tinfoil.
Well, yeah, I see that, and I'm like, that would be great in my nest.
Right.
You know what I mean? But no, I got through it. I got through it for the
kids. What for?
Yeah, I don't know, for somebody.
I moved my office.
I was trying to come up with a name for the Jerry enthusiast.
Oh.
I was trying to come up with like something like the Low Gang, because it's like I don't feel like
Hashtag Low Gang for life.
I feel like I don't have a gang.
Thank God I don't have a gang. I can't imagine writing hashtag Gabe Gang. I guess it would just be gang.
Yeah, it'd just be the game. Get bang.
For life. Like
I don't want it.
I don't want it. I was thinking about it this morning as I was taking a shower. I was washing my peep.
Well, I was cleansing.
And
2017 from my flesh.
I was thinking about this guy who's in, I guess we should, the YouTube guy. Logan, is that his name?
It's one of them.
Yeah.
It was one of these people.
I was thinking about watching that line for Septic Tank or whatever his name was.
No, Jack, Septic Guy. Although Septic Tank would be a great handle.
These girls were like literally passing out.
No, they passed out.
I would not. Like, I mean, that's insane.
Well, no, but literally, like, thank God.
It was like Beatles mania.
Thank God in heaven. The hell's that sound? Thank God in heaven for, we came up. If you want to be famous, if you want to be famous now, I think it's really scary.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like the idea of the intimacy. It's like that's what a magazine like us or People like those are selling a type of like negotiated.
They're
intimacy,
just like us,
but it's not real time.
Right.
Oh man, I couldn't do it. I mean, I couldn't do that. Like I'm glad that we were able to generate sufficient notoriety that I didn't have to like wash dishes or fix computers for people I don't like anymore.
Right.
Like I'm glad that we were able to do it at that time when being known didn't require this level of, I mean, it's videos all the time. Like I don't mind Twitch. Like for me, it's just about scale. Like I don't mind, like you come onto the channel, we got a few hundred people there tops. Like I can do that, but I don't
think that I could have done it now. Like, I don't think that I could be
there's no question.
That person that is sort of required that, hey, kid, smash that like button. Like,
No, we couldn't.
I just like to draw alone in the dark. I don't know that works anymore.
Well, I mean, it's not like 15 million. It works, but it works in a way that we can do, that we can conceive of.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like it's just a generational thing. Like, I'm not hating on the fact that, like, they find success that way. I'm saying I think it's a scary kind of success.
Yeah.
And I would be even crazier than I am now.
Right.
If I had to manage it. Because, it's like go do PAX for, a few days every other month or so. I worked up to that. I was there when it was small. Well,
and when we were 22... and 23 and making stupid mistakes, there was no social media, there was no magnifying glass on us. Like if the kind of scrutiny that we're under now, we had been under 20 years ago, I don't think the comic would have survived. Well, I mean, there's comics in our archive that are horrible that people just don't have the, I guess the patience to go back and find, or there's some kind of...
Well, yeah, sure. And there's work that I'm not There's work that I'm not proud of, but it's like I feel like removing it would be lying.
Oh yeah, we can't remove it, but I'm saying they're 22 now, making stupid mistakes.
Well, like living their
live,
living their whole life
in front of 4 million
God,
people.
23-year-old Jerry is not worth knowing.
Yeah. Well, I liked him. I mean, I got along with him.
Well, yeah. I mean, he provided a unique resource for you.
Yeah.
You needed 23-year-old Jerry.
I did. Yeah, I liked him.
23-year-old Jerry did not need 23-year-old Jerry, and neither did many of the other people who were forced to endure his worst excesses.
Yeah.
But no, it's like there's lots of people doing that, and there's and then I feel like that's a different type of fame even than the Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's definitely sort of a line between those two types of access.
Yeah.
And the Twitch one is even more intense. But again, like I can do that at the threshold that we have.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like what they're doing. Like I just remember it's like, well, that's what you would want. You would want fame so that you'd be famous so that you could have a different type of job that you wouldn't hate as much. But that doesn't seem very good to me.
Yeah.
That just seems really scary. I don't know. We got famous, quote unquote, again at the minuscule thresholds we're talking about here.
Yeah, I mean, my Twitter followers compared to these YouTubers, it's a drop in the bucket.
No, and I'm glad because we still get to mostly be private.
Yeah.
Like this is plenty.
Right.
let's just I feel like I'm getting away with something. Let's just
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking. I was reading his apology, and then I was reading the Twitter responses to it, and it gave me anxiety. Like for him, like he's got people in there. Like, listen, I think he's stupid. I think it was a really dumb thing to do. But there's people in there telling him to kill himself. Like,
oh yeah,
like he's alternating between these girls telling him that he's a genius and that he's the best thing that's ever walked on Earth. And then these people saying you should fucking kill yourself because you're scum.
I mean, having
at
been
22 years old, reading through that will fuck you up.
Yeah, I'm glad I was able to ramp up and sort of like temper myself in it. Yeah, that seems tough.
Yeah,
and it's like that's sort of, and you have like Gabe at home, like that's sort of the path that they want. Like if things went the way that they were excited for them to go.
Mm-hmm.
Like they would want something like that life.
Yeah, to be a YouTube star.
Yeah, I mean
sure.
I think that's the type of star we have.
Yeah,
that's the new type.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be a movie star or even a professional gamer or like. It looks like they get paid to just be themselves and joke around. Like I guess to some extent they do, but the abuse that comes with that, like.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem safe.
Yeah,
just psychologically.
Yeah,
like, and that's some of that's probably just my own neuroses. Like I can't imagine myself doing that, and I guess that's
maybe this kid doesn't bother him. I don't know.
Right, and if all your teen years, in the same way I was saying, like we were tempered by growing up on that early version of the internet where it's like people would yell at each other on forums.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. That's how it worked then. There was no billion-person social network.
Usenet.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
You got to go all the way down into the fucking like
alt dot.
It's like
Duke.
It's like 6 down there. Like,
and I was fighting.
Oh yeah, you were fighting up a storm, and it's like and so we were hardened for a specific type of environment.
Yeah.
And living more or less in public, I mean that's what they're trained to do.
Right.
So,
but they're not trained to do it.
Well, so but I'm saying that for me, it's inconceivable. But they've, like they've grown up with what did Amy call them? Digital natives.
Well, that makes sense.
Amy the Falcon.
Yeah.
Not some other lesser Amy.
Right.
No, just the idea that they're not trained like for the PR aspects of like being a public person. I don't mean that. Right. I'm saying that living in public is a norm.
It's not bizarre to them.
Is a social norm, and so for me, like that basic part of it, even independent of any of the specifics.
Right.
There's a disparity there between me and them.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we joke, our joke is the cabin in Montana. Like, in our fantasy, we are alone for miles in all directions.
Oh,
right? Like,
yeah.
I don't think that's what Jack Septic Tank wants.
No, Septic Eye. It's not.
I don't know.
Listen, you're giving it away, man. You're giving it away. It's a norm for them.
Yeah.
Like the main thing about that, independent of the job, like the main thing that is a part of their life that scares me is for them. I think it's just ambient.
Yeah.
I don't think being, on more or less all the time.
Right.
Like I think that's okay. It's who knows, and who knows how they're curating their personality, right? If they can get a version of themselves that they can do that with, that is either as much like themselves as possible, maybe it minimizes some of the stressors on it.
That's the other thing. They might be a lot more mentally fucking stable than we are.
Yeah. Well, before,
yeah. Yeah, we'll see how long that lasts.
Yeah. Just sounds scary. Okay.
Did you watch Bright?
Not yet.
You have Netflix though, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody has Netflix.
Right.
All people have it. No, I was actually trying to get through Guardians of the Galaxy. I just have not been able to.
The second one?
Yeah.
I didn't think it was that great.
Yeah, it just keeps going. Like, I'm just like, they're doing all this crazy shit, and it's just like, the first time around, I felt like it was a lot more coherent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, I guess it had to happen. I guess like the space piracy freewheeling thing from the first one, in order for them to be a ongoing proposition.
Yeah.
Eventually it has to get codified in some way.
Sure.
But I feel like it lost a lot of vigor.
Yeah, and the soundtrack isn't nearly as good. I feel like the soundtrack kept the other one going. Like,
oh gosh, yeah, Brenna listened to that soundtrack for ages.
Right? Yeah.
It still
There's
comes
something
up.
magical about it. And I feel like I don't know, this one, the music didn't like pull me through the movie in the way that the other one did.
Well, no, yeah, it's weird. It's like a sequel, like in all the bad ways.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, and I didn't like Rocket this time.
Well, there's too much Rocket.
There's way too much Rocket. Yeah.
It's like he's cool, but it's like he can't
He's
really.
really sad all the time.
No, he can't. He can't headline the whole thing.
Yeah.
He's a raccoon.
Yeah. He's not gonna carry the movie.
Yeah.
He's not the leading man.
No, he's not a man in any way. He's a raccoon.
Yeah.
Now, let's see. Champions Ballad, New Shrines. That's probably not going to happen. Monster Hunting, no. Dungeon Runs in Hearthstone, no, I would say. Xenosaga didn't happen, so you're an ass. I'm just cleaning up this list here. It's 2018, God damn it.
We played some games over the break, which was fun.
Yeah. And you got 24/7 fam fun.
Yeah.
On the Fortnite.
The family Fortnites were good. I think we'll keep streaming those every once in a while.
You should. It's awesome.
Yeah. And we can do it at a weird time. Like we do it at night when normally the stream stuff happens during the day.
Definitely. I think it's fun to sort of poke in around the edge there.
Yeah.
But we've been playing Mad Division.
Playing a lot of Division.
Like almost exclusively for me. I play Division on 2 platforms.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It doesn't make sense at all. But I just grabbed 30 on the PC client. Yeah. So I'm getting access to a bunch of that other stuff that was just an assumption last time.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I crept up the way I did, is so that it would expose me to the content like when it was level appropriate.
Okay.
Because I was losing the plot on the.
Yeah, every once in a while it'll come up with one of those like a big explanation of like here's the system, here's 3 points like overview how it works.
Oh yeah, but it's like when I went into the West Side Piers,
yeah,
by myself to look at it, I was like, man, there's a lot of shit in here. What the fuck? And then it wasn't until I went in there with you that I was like, oh shit, okay, they've got some kind of goddamn, the hell is this? Some kind of like super horde mode, but it's like in this RPG game with a XP and loot payload.
Right.
What
it's not for 2 people.
What are you talking about?
Or it's for 2 better people than we are.
No, here's the deal, dude. We never got there.
Yeah, we were just fighting the guys out front.
No, we were getting tooled by trash mobs on the way to the mission. We never got there.
Yeah. But that's world tier 1, right? The idea that and those world tiers are not gated by your armor level. Like you could go to whichever one you want.
No.
And just get fucked up.
You have to earn a gear score. Like the first one is like gear score 1 to 180, I think. 82.
The thing I read, I thought, said that that's the recommended, but you can go to a higher level.
Shit. Okay, so on mine they're sort of like darkened out.
Oh, really?
Maybe that's just part of the recommendation.
Maybe. I don't know.
Anyway,
Maybe you have to unlock.
It was spooky as hell, but it's like I felt pretty good because I had gotten a lot of like decent gear.
Yeah.
And I had some pretty solid gold material, and I was kicking ass and feeling like I was a, contributing member of society. And my gear score is 12. Like the world tier 1 goes up to gear score 182.
Yeah.
My gear score at 30 with all that awesome shit, like exotics and all that kind of stuff, it's like 12.
Wow.
It was not.
Yeah, I hit 167 last night, and I discovered a new type of gear. Like, I guess this is teal.
Yo, yeah.
The color,
classified?
it looked teal. It's like an armor set, basically. Yeah. A classified set, is that what they're called?
I think so.
Yeah, so I got like this holster that is a part of a set of gear that's like Wild West themed, and it makes your reload faster. But if you have the whole set, like it's got a set bonus.
No, oh yeah, I know about that because I have a couple pieces from the Nomad set.
Oh, okay.
That I was building like way back in the day.
Yeah.
But there's a bunch of other sets now, and they all confer these like pretty whacked out bonuses if you build your set.
But like I haven't thought about a set bonus since WoW, right? Like,
oh yeah, think it, and then go and take a look at what that means here. Like,
right,
you want this shit.
Oh fuck yeah, I want this shit. But is the only way to get it random drops? Like this just dropped off a fucking trash mob.
Well, it depends. It depends on the set.
Because I know for like back in the day, it would be like, oh, if you want this piece, you would go and run Skolomance or whatever.
Well, yeah. There's going to be sets. There's going to be things like that. There's also going to be aspects that are crafted. Right?
Yeah.
So I mean, I know that like the pieces of the Nomad set that I had, at least I think that mask is something I crafted. But yeah. I mean, there's a couple different ways to try to get at the gear you want.
But I mean, I hit 30 and feel like I just started. Like I went back to the terminal and now there's a bunch of shit that's unlocked. Like I can go do multiplayer now.
Oh, that's right. We could actually go to Underground.
Sure, yeah.
I had forgotten that.
I don't even know what that is.
Well, exactly. Exactly. And I don't want to say because it's fucking wild.
Yeah.
I want you to go see this other thing. But it's like, when we finished, it was like, here's an incursion, here's some hard mode content. But now if you hit 30 today, like in 2018,
yeah,
the Endgame has seen so much love and polish that's why it feels like it opened up.
I haven't even done an incursion.
Yeah, exactly. I'm saying that, but that's why it feels like it opened up.
Right.
Because they spent a year getting it here, and then they just dropped a patch where they polished everything. It doesn't make any sense. Like
this idea of let's double down on these old games.
Exactly. Like, is this the right way? Like, I was talking about this in the post. Are we just doing it completely wrong?
And talking about release windows.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. If you want to talk about a game as a service, well, a service doesn't last a year and then go away, right? Like Division is a service.
It depends,
sure,
right?
Yeah. But yeah, this is a game as a service. Like,
yeah, they want it to live.
Right.
Right. And that means, for their part, it means continuous reinvestment.
Well, and I'll tell you what. Like, I'm not going to play the new Rainbow. That's just not my style.
The new Rainbow, I think, is half of what got us back in.
But the idea that that exactly, right? Like a couple years later, they're still refining these games and making them even better. I went and downloaded fucking Wildlands last night.
Really?
Yeah. I wonder if it's great.
Well,
maybe I never even played it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I wonder, there's a lot about it. When I looked at it, that was similar. It was like a combination almost between Conviction and Division, right?
Yeah.
Much more open world.
But it just seems like Ubisoft is just quietly over here being great.
Well, yeah. And again, like, so that's the one thing about my theory that may not hold out, right? So it's like, yeah, should I be coming into these games after a year?
Right.
Like when all the bugs are fixed.
And when all the patches have been released.
But it's like they don't receive as much monetary support. Like, ironically, if I come in then, I've paid a lot less for the experience.
Yeah.
Right? Does that actually help them create this type of content? I don't know. And
then, maybe they still got all those people who were paying along the way, right? Like,
that's true. It's just an ecosystem, I guess.
It's the whales.
Yeah. But it's like after a year, I don't like that term. After a year, not every game is this good. Like, I mean, that's the other thing, is that I can't just wait because not everybody is taking this kind of care.
Well, that's
it's like Final Fantasy 14. The same thing happened to Final Fantasy XIV, where it came out and then it didn't really set the world on fire, and then but they reinvested in it.
I was reading stuff when you're like, hey, figure out what a world tier is. Like, I was reading stuff where the developers were coming out and saying, hey, this game is broken. And they're talking about all the ways that it is broken. And they're showing graphs like, here's why it's not fun. And they're trying to fix it. Like,
oh yeah. They came out and they tried to discuss it as much as possible.
Right.
They tried to be generous.
Yeah.
Right. And this is the other thing, right? So now out here, it's like, if you want to spend money, it's going to be on those crates. You're going to buy cipher keys, or you're going to buy those cosmetic exclusives or whatever. Yeah. And sometimes I like that stuff and sometimes I don't. Like, that's not going to be how I spend a lot of money in there.
Yeah.
But, when it comes to like supporting the game long term, like, that's clearly a big part of it, but the gameplay isn't about that. Right. And so now a year and a half, 2 years into it, monetizing the game is not their concern. Like, on the gameplay side, isn't their concern at all. Like, just making a great game that keeps people coming back.
Right.
Like, they have the luxury to think about it like that at this point.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You don't always get that luxury.
Yeah. It's really fascinating.
It is. Well, hey, we got to write a strip fast.
Okay. Let's do one about... real quick, would you download Wildlands on the Xbox?
Yeah, sure.
Let's try it.
Well, yeah, it's the same. It's going to have a lot of the things you like about The Division.
Yeah.
Except it's going to have the drones and other stuff, and it's also going to have vehicles. That's the other thing that we don't have, right?
Yeah.
But yeah. After, again, it's several months later now.
Yeah.
It might be worth taking a look at it to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just makes me want to just look back, like, for, a year and a half, and just like find something that I didn't focus on, or find something that I fell out of.
Right.
And actually be able to look at it in a context that's not surrounded by launch hype. It isn't surrounded by the coverage is not shaping perception.
Right.
Like, it's like it's in the same way that a lawyer will say, hey, it's not possible for this to get a fair trial.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that there's too much noise. There's too many X factors around there. We're social creatures. Like, we're subject to contagion. Like, we get influenced.
Yeah.
Like, so there's a type of person called an influencer, and there's a reason they call them that. I won't say what it is. I want you to
piece it together.
Yeah, you put it together. It's a little fun. It's a fun game.
All right. So for me, let's see. We've got Family Fortnite.
Yes.
Which is fun and kind of weird.
Yes.
I'm knitting.
Oh, actually, there might be something good there.
I have discovered that knitting plus a book on tape is like the best fucking relaxation there is.
Yeah, that's what Chew does. Chew just draws.
Yeah.
Like, literally all day, she will draw and listen to Harry Potter audiobooks.
Oh, nice.
Like, just hours and hours. And you can tell in her work.
Yeah.
That's what she's been doing for a month.
Right.
Right? This stuff is not what she was drawing a month ago.
That's
and
awesome.
A big part of it, I think, is the audiobook, because it just increases her stamina for sitting there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
The nice thing about knitting is that it's a way to shut my brain down.
Oh yeah, it's just
like it
makes your meat do something.
Yeah.
Right? Here. So I like knitting because we had the high knitter of Orgrimmar.
We did.
Yeah, it's like,
I don't know, I always thought knitters were awesome. Really? Yeah, I thought it was super cool.
That was my dream.
I thought, man, someday I'd love to be able to knit like that.
Well, no, it's like I follow yeah, what if there's like an alternate universe? Like, obviously we'll posit that this is the regular universe.
Sure.
But where you've just been following like a lot of the big knitters.
I follow a lot of pro knitters.
Yeah. A lot of the big knitters, like from the Yarn Bowl.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just a lot of my heroes were always knitters.
Growing up, we're always knitters.
That would be it. I want to see that middle picture.
Yeah.
It's like the yarn bag. So now have you gone and looked at like the accessories and stuff for your new hobby? Of course.
Oh
right?
Yeah, I went to Michael's and that yarn aisle is exciting.
Did you see the bag that's got like, it looks like the chamber of a fucking 6-shooter?
Oh yeah.
It's got like place for all these different yarns.
Yeah, and I'm wondering, there must be a thing. Maybe you've seen this thing at your house. Does Brenna knit and crochet and stuff?
Not as much as she does other stuff.
Oh, okay. Because like they have the knitting needle, and your thing is on it, and it's occasionally if you leave it somewhere, it might just kind of slide off.
Oh, sure.
Is there a cork or like a capper that you can put on the end? There must be.
Well, yeah, you just get anything. You just put a potato on there. I mean, it's just.
You put a potato on it?
Well, I'm sure there's a grandma putting a potato on it, but I guarantee that's a solution.
Yeah.
Or somebody has that solved. But I love the idea that that you have that like your heroes exist in this like nonsense.
Yeah.
So, do you remember the song Stork Patrol?
Yes, I do.
So the reason I love that was like my first exposure to Lonely Island.
Yeah.
And I think it's still my favorite song just because it posits this insane universe where people want to fuck storks all the time. and that like storks are hot and like being able to secure a hot stork
right
is like
it's a given. They just they expect everyone to understand this.
Yeah, exactly.
And they sing the song from that perspective.
But the key part of it is that it has samples from songs that don't exist.
Right.
And that sells the mythos 100%.
Yeah.
Now there's a whole genre
of stork.
There's a genre so deep that they can have fully 2 samples from other stork fucking hits. Right? And so I love the idea that there's just these knitters out here.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot of my, it's a lot. I just realized that a lot of my favorite,
So Tycho would confront Gabe.
Well, confront, but it's just like, I didn't see knitting. Like I don't
understand.
Well, yes, I thought maybe you contracted some kind of a brain parasite.
This was some sort of uncontrollable spasm.
But your stitches are very uniform. It's like, that's why it's not a brain parasite.
Why knitting?
No, when you started knitting,
I assumed you'd contracted some kind of brain parasite.
Yeah. And then you can just talk about it in that middle panel, right?
Yeah. Growing up, I always thought knitters were the coolest.
No, I've always been into it. I just never thought never thought that could be me.
Never thought I had what it took, to be a knitter.
All my heroes were growing up, right?
Yeah.
So we need a few names of these like top tier MLG knitters.
Yeah. Let's see. I mean, do you go like the bowling alley team route where it's all puns and?
It's gonna be in that. It's also like maybe like derby names.
Right.
I've always been into it. I just didn't think I had. Yeah, exactly right. It's like he's just been on the outside looking in.
Yeah. Johnny Knitting Needles.
One of them should.
Johnny Two Needles.
One of them should be really bad.
Yeah.
Like on that tier. Yeah. It's like all my heroes slung yarn.
Slung yarn.
Think about it. When Brenna sent me the because she did all that cross stitch over the break. Oh my god, you saw mine, right?
Oh yeah,
God,
I saw.
Damn it, I wish I'd brought it in.
It was really cool.
It's fucking amazing. But she was having a hard time writing it out, and there was something fucked up with the printer. I had to fix it. But the mail she sent me that had all the patterns that she wanted me to print out was entitled "Cross Bitch." But I feel like that won't be parsed correctly.
Right.
But I love the idea that there's this hard ass.
Right.
There's just this hard ass motherfucking
yarn
cross stitcher.
slangers.
Yeah. All my heroes slung yarn growing up. Think about it. It's like I mean, what words do you know now?
I don't know enough words. I mean, I know the difference between my working yarn and my tail yarn. I know, like.
What about rows?
Yeah, I mean, I know rows. I am very much an amateur. My scarf is full of holes and weird shit, but
Jim Crochet.
I don't know about that one. Maybe not. Also, crocheting is different than knitting. It uses a different needle.
Does it?
Mm-hmm. It's apparently easier.
So what do you? Yeah. So we can come up with the names. We just need the last panel.
Yeah. So
it's got to be about what you've been able to create so far, right?
I think so.
Are you happy with how it's turning out? Well, it's like I make one thing, and then if it doesn't work, I just decide what it is.
Well, the kids kept asking me what I was knitting, and I kept telling them it was a thneed.
Oh, everyone needs a thneed.
Everyone needs a thneed.
Here, are you happy with how it's turning out? It's just like one sleeve of a sweater.
Yeah. Or something weird cozy.
Yeah.
Like
we did cozy already. Maybe it was Axe Cozy.
We did?
Yeah. That's the high Orgrimmar.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But cozy is always a kick-ass joke. I mean, I agree.
Yeah.
We have to worry about going back to the cozy well.
That's true. What about a well cozy? I don't know. Seems pretty stupid. What are you knitting? I'm knitting you a coffin. Seems like a waste of time to me.
No, it's like, no, the answer is just your coffin.
Your coffin.
I can't even. Well, when do you get better? I can't even tell. I can't even tell what that is. Your coffin.
What kind of dumb shit are you knitting? Anyway.
Well, knitting rhymes with shitting, and I feel like that's I feel like that's important somehow.
Yeah, somehow.
When do you, a knit coffin is very funny.
Yeah.
So when do you get better? You know what that is. Here. So if we had a couple names, we'd be out of here. If that's how we want to sling it there in the middle.
Yeah. All my heroes
slung yarn.
Slung yarn. I mean, instead of going into the names, it could also just be another, like, some remembrance he had about the pro knitting circuit, like going to a game.
Oh yeah, I used to watch him on ESPN3.
To watch all the pro knitters.
Yeah, it's like they've crocheted around the entire Eiffel Tower or something. I used to watch all the pros back then. The shit they got up to. Yeah, you just have to figure out what their epic project was.
Yeah, or it's just like going to you describe it like it's going to a monster truck rally.
Yeah.
My dad even took me to a knitting rally once. I guess rally has a weird connotation now.
My dad took me to a...
Never forget the smell of the hot dogs and yarn.
He took me to a stitch rally. Right?
I don't know if you can do rally.
Wait, they made another word for rally.
A yarn bowl. A knit.
The convention, right?
Yeah. I think it is akin to like a...
It could be some kind of a con.
Con.
Right? It's a knitting congress. But it has to be hardcore, right?
Right, yeah. Maybe it's more like a concert?
Yeah. To a knitting bowl.
A knitting bowl.
Yeah, not a, right?
It was a knitting bowl when I was a kid.
The yarn.
Yeah.
I'll never forget the smell of the hot dogs and the yarn. I think we got it.
Okay.
When I cast the pot, it's like I cast the rod, keeping it hard like a motherfucker gas robot.
I'm reeling cod, today's fresh catch. I mean a podcast, something about nets.
Yes, it gets better when it's winter. I'm fettered by my fish gear, catch and release, get in that crease when my fish near.
Talk about a plant best laid off that stray, and yes, I crave that tuna with his peck fin splayed. But while I'm glistening from the whole sea, you better listen into TLC.
I got that wild caught salmon. It's tender and it's moist.
Downloadable content, a podcast of choice.